The Bryn Eglwys slate quarry was the reason why the Talyllyn Railway was built. The quarry was located about 10 miles from the coast in a remote mountain area of West Wales. Most of the 50,000 or so visitors each year to the Talyllyn Railway travel the length of the line and stop at Abergynolwyn station to enjoy the excellent station cafe, and have no idea that there was a tramway extension from the end of the line up to the quarry. The longest section of the line is from Talyllyn station at the bottom left to Abergynolwyn on the upper right of the map. This is where the original passenger service ran. The main revenue-earning parts of the line were not served by passenger trains and consisted of Talyllyn Wharf at the bottom left, where slate was transferred to the Cambrian Railway, and beyond Abergynolwyn to Nant Gwernol, and the tramway beyond to the quarries. At Talyllyn Wharf there were a fan of sidings for storing slate wagons, and where slates that had been brought down from the quarries were loaded into Cambrian Railway wagons for transfer to the main markets. This is Nant Gwernol station at the top of the line today. In the past there were several sidings here for storing slate wagons before they went up to the quarry. Here, in red, is a simplified map of the tramway. In 1887, 21 years after the railway had been built, the tramway had taken on its main layout and would last for about another 60 years. The tramway needed 3 rope-worked balanced inclines to reach the slate quarry at a height of 700 feet above sea level, about 213 metres. This is an archive photograph of the drum house at the top incline. It was demolished in the early 1970s when the Forestry Commission took over the land. We can now begin our walk from Nant Gwernol station up to Bryn Eglwys Quarries, following as far as possible the route of the tramway. There's a choice of paths, but the obvious one, Quarryman's Trail, is, as of May 2026, closed because of a damaged bridge. Instead, go up the steps to the right of the signpost. There follows a short level section where there was originally 3 tracks, 2 of which were storage sidings. Ahead we see the first incline, at width. This is steep, and it gets even steeper. At the top, 2 sets of rails remain in place. They clearly show the gradient of the incline. A winding drum was originally located on the high ground above the track bed. Beyond the incline there's a lengthy flat section, but at the end of which the path leaves the route of the tramway and follows a forest road. When we regain the tramway route, the scenery has changed. We have left the valley and are now in the upper reaches of a wide valley. There are remains of waste slate and overburden material scattered over the landscape. My plan had been to use my drone to fly into areas that were too difficult to reach on foot. Unfortunately, there was no phone signal, and while I could fly the drone, it is impossible to record any video. The previous images had all been taken from a point marked with the red cross on the map. This plan shows the maximum extent of the tramway network in the quarry area. It was extremely difficult to locate the tramway network onto the landscape, but a solution was eventually found. Using digital archive maps from the National Library of Scotland, I was able to superimpose the tramway network onto a Google map image taken early in 2026, and to take grid coordinates from the map and position myself using a GPS unit. While much of the quarrying was done underground, there were 2 very large open pits, several hundreds of feet deep, from which slate was won. The slate was cut to size in 2 large sheds, one upper and one lower shed. Bryn Eglwys mainly cut queen and countess size slates, and also slates for use by school children. They were still being used in schools in the late 1940s. I hope this video may encourage you to explore the Bryn Eglwys area. It's well worth visiting.